Welcome. My name is Andres Angel. In Spanish, they call me Frijol. Um, Everyone here call me Fry. You can call me whatever you want. I'm gonna start sharing some of the slides that we have prepared for you guys, and I'll walk you through this very quickly. Again, I'll try to do certain parts in Spanish, but ideally we'll do mostly in English. And please let us know your questions, let us know your comments, feedback. We're trying to do this not only for us, but also for the local development of the community. And basically, because we have done this before, and we believe in the power behind it, right? Um, so I'll start sharing my screen, and I'm really happy that this happens today because today marks the 18th birthday of my first team back in Ibagué, Colombia. It's a small city of 750,000 people. We were the first team, as I said, 18 years ago, and the team is still kicking, still alive. So I'm very happy about that, and I think it's something that marks a coincidence, right? But one of those fateful coincidences that you believe put the wind on your back, right? So again, I'll start. Okay, yeah, start sharing. This is the Rocket Manifesto, a South Florida Frisbee initiative. So we're building a Latin American Frisbee outpost in the US. We're looking for US native players, as we said, because we know that that's the future. But we know that one of our main opportunities right now it's offering a place for the Latin American players that are already here, or Spanish speaking players, because we're open to everyone that are already here, and some of them that are through the continent that could eventually come here and play for us, right? Um, so if you have to go after one slide, I think this is the best slide that we can show you. Too long, I didn't read what's the summary of all these slides that we're going to show you. Getting losers, we're going to win, right? We're going to change the culture of what we're doing. We're going to start winning. Maybe not games, maybe not so fast, uh, but eventually we will win all of those, right? But first, we want to win in our fitness level. We want to win in the way we eat. We want to win in the way we practice, we train, we prepare ourselves for a tournament, the way we take care of ourselves and our teammates when we are on and off the field, right? So all those wins are going to come. We know how to do that. It's a journey. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of preparation, but we're going to be there, and we want you to be there. We want you to be part of this history, right? So thank you very much, and welcome to Rocket. Now, if you want to stay and see the whole long story, there's an extended version for you. For me, the game is very simple. There's a lot of terms, a lot of slang, a lot of complications. There's going to be a lot of frustrations, but at the very end, the game is very simple. And it's as simple as the first day that you started. You have to throw a frisbee and you have to run, right? What's changing after long years of process is that you learn how to do that smartly in a way that saves your energy, your teammates' energy, in a way to get you as strong as the first day when you're in the final, and in a way that makes you a winner and your teammates and everyone that it's in your process, right? So we want to teach you that. We want to practice that again for ourselves, and we want to make sure that we are teaching all those different ways that we can achieve that to different people in the region, right? So very quickly, what's the mission? What we're doing here? We want to establish the premier frisbee club in South Florida, an open, inclusive, and dynamic space where players of all levels and backgrounds can train, compete, and grow. What we're committing to: expanding access. We want to give more flexible and more welcoming environment for players of all ages. We want to build a competitive legacy. I think we have a unique opportunity to create a pathway for our players and our teams with help from our communities to become regular contenders at the USA Ultimate level. But we have to build a big and strong house for that. We want to strengthen the Latin American presence. I believe that we can become a home for a lot of Latin American players that are here in the country. We can give ourselves a chance to compete and give those people a chance to show what they're built of, right? Um, we want to evolve into a true sports club, moving beyond a single team by building an organizational structure. We want to show you how we can use all the different flying disciplines to foster helping environment for all of us here. And that takes us to the fifth objective, fifth goal, and it's basically growing through inclusion and development. We believe that if we practice together, we can have enough people to have a masters team, a mixed team, an open team, and we can also practice this golf. We want to open ourselves to the beach, right? And so we want to make sure that everyone has the resources and support to be their best version and go with us to all of those things. And if you look at a calendar, it's going to take a lot of effort and time to be able to compete and sustain yourselves at those levels, right? So we want you to be there, and we want to be the team that supports you in that journey. So this is a long-term vision driven by passion, commitment, and the belief that Ultimate is more than a game; it's a community, right? And that's really what we are experts in. It's creating communities around the flying disc, right? Everything else, it's going to be replaced for something better. You are never as good as you believe you are in X and O's in a game, because there's someone else that it's trying to outcompete you, right? um, so we believe that core of what we're doing here is building a community. So what are those tangible goals for this year? Commit to the cause, ensure every member actively contributes to the club's growth and community. Do something. I say this in Spanish a lot: bring meat to the table, right? Be productive for your community. Peak performance. We need 85% of the roster in game shape, ultimate game shape. No soccer once every 2 weeks game shape. And by seasons, and we should have better training, nutrition, hydration, and recovery, right? A stronger culture. We want to build a practice environment that enhances both athletic and personal growth. Tournament presence. We want to compete as a team in at least one tournament per quarter, and we want to encourage you as a player to participate and compete in as many tournaments as possible. We want to be PAUC accessible, be the door or the window to support every player in our roster to compete there. So if it's possible and you feel that you can do it, let us know. We're trying to get bids for everyone in our roster and set up a competitive foundation. I think this is a year where we are establishing the groundwork for a sustainable local league. And that starts with us as a better team, right? So keep the excitement at sustainable levels. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of people excited about this necessarily, but the energy has to be at the right levels, because this is a multi-year process. That's the whole story of this slide, right? So very quickly, what is a team? Why are we doing this? Why do we believe that building a team or strengthening a team is the way to go, right? So for me personally, I call building or setting up a team the ultimate act of rebellion. I think coming together with your peers is the greatest form of insurgency in the world, right? This is how we challenge our social structure, not by rebelling in the streets and lighting things on fire, but by competing, putting ourselves out there, building a brand and a voice, building ourselves in the community, and from that position, being able to talk, right? So a team is a group of people playing together against another in a sport or game. It's also a set of tools. It's also a collection of devices and systems required for an electronic audiovisual or IT setup. Um, but it's also an expression to go down with the whole team, to fail or make a complete mistake, or um, to do something as a team, doing something in coordinated collaboration with others. So what we're trying to say here is that there's value in what we're doing every day. When we're training, when we're getting together to do something, we are doing something for real, not just getting together. And I want you to know that, because I think when you give value to that effort, to the time that you're committing for yourself and for your peers, you make that space more important, right? And you help yourself to visualize the real value around the whole set of things that you're doing, right? So, what are the foundations for a team? What are those non-negotiables? We have to have a shared goal, a clear purpose that unites us. I think it's easier for the guys that we speak the same language, right? But if you don't speak Spanish, what is the shared goal here, right? So I want you to know that we have a shared goal. We want to get better in the game. We want to share a better preparation together, um, get in shape, right? So those are the kind of rules and goals that unite us. We have to have common social rules, codes. We have started talking about getting early, warming up, the discipline that we have to have. Discipline and justice, rules, we have to not only create those rules, but respect them. We have to have physical spaces, a place to train together, to gather, to grow together. We have to have communication beyond the field, staying connected. Now, our families, that's something that is maybe easier to do here in Florida, but know that to get closer, we have to know each other. um, Recognition. We have to acknowledge the efforts that everyone else is putting in our team, right? That builds motivation. Food and sharing meals. Bonding happens over the table. Clear roles and no leaks. Um, Everyone has a part. Accountability is key. That's foundational for a team. Shared struggles, losing together. We win as a team, we lose as a team. That's rule number one. Very quickly, and I don't want to take a lot in a concept that you can read, of course, but this basically it's a Phil Jackson concept from the NBA. This is something that he talked about when he was evaluating a team. So as a team, you have to evaluate yourself and know where you are on this scale, right? Where you would like to be in stage 5, where life is great, right? So language revolves around infinite potential and how the group is going to make history in order to beat a competitor, because doing so will make a global impact. This group is in competition with what's possible, not with another tribe, right? And I want you to know that that's where we should be. Maybe we are not there. We're not yet a team. We don't trust each other as much. We don't love each other as much yet, right? So let's try to evaluate ourselves, see where we are, not right now in our house when we're together as well. Um, and then we'll try to grow from there, right? And check where other teams where you have been before or today could be, right? You don't want to be in stage 1. All life sucks. People are despairingly hostile, banding together to get ahead in a violent and unfair world. I've seen all 5, my friends, and one of my biggest prizes is that we have learned how to move teams from one step to another. And those are the teams that we have achieved things with. The teams that we haven't even been capable to move, those are the teams that have been failing, and we have been failing with them, right? So this is something that we want to teach you. We want you to know that this is important for us, and that means that the things that happen within our tribe are very important for us, because they model how we learn and how we perform together, right? So another thing that we have to negotiate, this is not something that can be imposed, right? This is a proposal and a template of what we have worked together with other teams before. But Rocket values what a player should aspire to be on and off the field: honest, intense, humble, proud, right? Integrity above all, give your all, every play, respect the game and those around you, represent the club and your roots with passion. This is important for us here at Rocket, because we take big pride in representing the countries that we represent. We have Colombia, Venezuela, United States of America, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Peru, Mexico, and we take that's We're very proud of that, right? So we want you to represent your roots, but we also want to represent the greatness of the country that have been hosting us right now, right? So honest, intense, humble, proud. We should work on our values when we get together to discuss this, right? Here you can see the framework that we did with Colombia 2016. For that team, we choose together patriotism, joy, and discipline, right? Those are the three things that rule above all the others, right? We also have more values: trust, passion, teamwork, humbleness, effort, professionalism, excellence, friendships. But we have three North Stars, right? We can have that much. We can have more much. We want to keep it single. Um, what else? Uh, what are going to be our focus when we are preparing? Mental aspects to be refined: discipline, intelligence, humility, winning mindset, character, motivation, joy. What are other focus in the athletic aspect? We want to have strength, explosiveness, speed, agility, power, endurance. Technical aspects to be refined, specifically improving throws. We are very bad throwers at the moment, and it's like wanting to win at soccer and not being able to pass effectively. Right? We have to be better. So, general principles: how do we play? How do we approach the actual exercise? This is something that we have worked with other teams. We can adjust this. This is not prison. This is not a, how do you say, camisa de fuerza, like the shirt that you cannot move with, right? It doesn't matter. This is not set in stone. We can change this. We will change this when we evaluate the roster. When we start growing together, our learning curve will eventually help us or force us to change this, right? So, what are the three key focus right now? Breaking the side, DOMS, going up the line. That's the Berkeley for us in Colombia. Arounds. Down swing around. Down swing around. That's something that we want to focus on. Hugs. Mid distance hugs, long distance hugs. Those are the things that we want to get better at right away, and making sure that everyone knows that to be the best version that you want to be in this game, in this sport, you have to have both of this: hugs, long distance, hugs, mid distance. What are those general principles in terms of tactical and strategical topics? So be coachable, be adaptable, be versatile. We don't want you to be set in one way. That's not this sport. I don't think any sport is like that at this moment. But just this team requires this. Um, we don't want solo stars. We are seven at all moments in the field, so we want people that can create a space for teammates, right? We want line work. Now thinking about it, I don't know if that's the best English expression for that, but we want people speaking up on the sideline, right? Anticipation skills. We want to have people here that is very aware of the space and the players around them. We want people that loves to watch game footage. We want people that love the spirit of the game and rules knowledge. We don't want you to be a lawyer. We just want you to enjoy fair mindedness, right? We want to be open minded about the substitution systems. There are sometimes where we are competing. There are sometimes when we are focusing on everyone getting a piece of the disc. And we want you to know that this is an error culture. We encourage people here to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes, and to learn very quickly. So we want you to do a lot of mistakes very early, empower yourself, dare yourself to fail, get out of the box, start doing mistakes. When we're training, we don't like mistakes when we're playing serious matches. We love mistakes when we're playing in training, okay? Defensive principles. How do we stop rivals? So communication, we have to prioritize team coordination over individual play. Positioning, disruptive and support systems. We are gonna start doing brackets, clamps, junks. That's not to say that we're gonna be the lazy team that does not play man defense. We are gonna be creative around all that. Zone defenses. With one of my early teams, we had like 4 or 5 different zone defenses. I think people here are way smarter than that in terms of the sport IQ. So we will get there. We want to prevent fouls and contact, play smart, clean defense. We don't want to start touching everyone and giving seconds away. Here in this team, we count stalls outs, not layout defenses. I know one is better to see than the other, but when you're doing layout defense, something is pretty much wrong. But when you're doing a lot of stall outs, your defense is solid, right? So maintain focus on timings. And poaches, strikes, switches. We want to execute dynamic defensive adjustments. We don't want to be a one size fits all kind of team. So we're gonna get creative, as I said. This is one of the examples. We want people to know where they are, what they're removing, and what we are opening. We cannot defend the whole field. There's no one here that could defend the whole field, but we want you to be strategic about what we give, what we allow, and how we work those things between the cutter defense and the on disc defense, right? So, offensive principles, how do we score? We're gonna build a playbook, not beat, but build a playbook. We're gonna do electric movements, handler motions, pull plays, end zones, counter zones. We're gonna have plan A, B, Z, and D on serious games. We're gonna do vertical, Blanquita. We won't forget it. We won't forget vertical. Horizontal, although I'm fairly allergic to horizontal, but we want to learn how to play it. We will do other systems that we have been doing. We have been playing like an isolated, silent and isolation. And we're gonna start calling fast breaks so we know how to run a fast break. So what do we need from you? What are those general roles that we need on this team? We need positive leadership. This is like a marriage, as I said on the weekend. If you cannot say something positive, maybe there's not a lot of upside in saying something negative, right? So positive leadership, 100% support. Maybe one that is not written here is a great handling of Spanish, or at least tolerance with this kind of English, like maybe the accent and the words, and that you can help us with that. That will be great, because I don't know if we are great English speakers, but we want to get better. We want 100% of your support. That doesn't mean that you cannot give us feedback or be critic about it. Just be very, what's the word they use here? Be strategic of where you do it, right? I used to say that when we are surrounded by grass, we shouldn't be doing questions. We should be executing. If we're not surrounded by grass, everything is on the table to discuss. Feel free to come. We will discuss it. And if we want to do something different and we should do something different, we're going to do it. Count on it. Be professional. I think we're all adults. And as I said, this weekend, we have to be respectful of the times of other people. Represent your roots and both of your countries. As I said, USA, 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 but also represent your roots. Represent your family. I think this is important whenever we're discussing calls on the field. I want you to take a look at this one. This is one that I think this is from the Northwestern, one of the Northwestern regional accounts, and it's about leadership, right? So we want people here stepping up, helping out, solving problems. We want fair-minded role models. We want to give a role to everyone, even if your role is to maybe not have a role or just be a chill guy. That's a role as well. Someone who makes decisions for a group of people. That means that we have a lot of leaders here, because we have a lot of leaders for different things, right? We have party leaders, we have social leaders, we have field leaders, we have training leaders. Leadership also helps to create a safe space that does good for the community. That's what we want to have here. Somewhere that you can come and feel like this is your house. We are creating a house together, right? And leadership also create a space for other people to lead. This is very important for us, because I think reality is hitting us very hard here at leadership, and we want more captains. So get in contact, start discussing with us about new roles. If you ask me, I think we need a beach captain, someone that can lead the the weekend warm-ups, the weekend meetups. We need a grass captain, someone that could be there very early, that lives very close to the fields. I live really far, um, and so on and so on, stuff like that, right? So let's get into the nitty gritty. How's my English? That's pretty good. Nitty gritty. Oh wow. Rocket offensive roles. What do we need from you? So we need someone to receive the pull and center the disc. We are going to start playing with primary handlers, primary cutters, secondary cutters, and goal scorers, right? Eventually, it's going to be handlers and cutters. But maybe for starters, to get better at the tactical part, we're going to start splitting ourselves like this. Defensive roles. Pull. We need pullers. We need defenders that could reach the handler quickly, and we need defenders that can be highly athletic, supportive, and intelligent, and have a deep understanding of the game and an ability to go deep and defend high, right? Off the field roles, what do we need? As I said, we need a logistics committee, we need communications, resources, sponsorships, we need treasury, we need pickup captain, we need beach captain, we need a master's lead, we need a disc golf lead, we need a scouting, we need a sports management, and we need recruiting. And that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but that's the beauty of where we are, right? We have everything to do. So let me use again the word. To get into the nitty gritty of the tactics, we're gonna use Ultiplays, right? We have a few links here, some concepts, some plays. There is a concept when we receive the pool 1-4, 2-3, horizontal, a second kind of horizontal. Then there's a Tinder that for us is like an app, right? So what we're saying here is that we have someone isolated in the middle. He's the Tinder, of course. And then we have 2 and 2. That's an offense. Then we have a basic end zone, advanced end zone, situations, right? So we get into the nitty gritty later, not today. I think maybe we can focus on doing the Spanish version. And one last thing, I'll leave you with a couple of tweets and quotes. That's my appendix. I ask 3 things of my players: show up, work hard, and listen. It takes no skill, just commitment. If you can do those 3 things, go home. And do us that favor. Because we came here, or I think we are getting together to work hard together, right? So next steps, physical preparation. As I said, on the weekend, we have 3 options. We have the professional option. You can go with Dawn Holistic Workout. That's Christian Chavarro, his Colombian national team, Aerosol. You can have a track option. This is from Colombia World Games 2013. That's actually Ironside. It's done 2 times a week. It needs at least a couple of sessions additionally. And I think you have to do a little bit of strength training, even if you don't want to, just to make sure that you're not injured. If you haven't done track, it's very likely that you get injured doing this. So if you haven't done track before, be careful. But this is one of the strongest programs that I know, right? After all those warnings, this is one of the strongest programs that I know. Let's see if we have enough people to do maybe a pod together. And then there's a third option, the do-it-yourself option. And that's basically do it yourself. We're going to set some benchmarks if we have enough people to open that section. And you can do it yourself as long as you're reporting weekly on the activity and meeting those monthly benchmarks, right? We will create a Google Drive just to not overwhelm everyone through the WhatsApp channel. And you can upload your materials and then we will be fine, okay? Important thing, if you feel that you cannot do any of this, let us know and let's discuss why, and we'll move from there. At the moment, we believe that this is good for everyone, and we're having so many options that we believe there shouldn't be any reason as to why someone shouldn't be in at least one. Okay, feel free to let us know. Maybe we're not seeing something. Maybe, yeah, maybe we're too new to the country. Who knows? Um, Another big step that we're doing together, the Biggest Loser, a challenge and how it works. We're gonna play together, Biggest Loser. We're gonna get in shape together. We're gonna get better. What's the goal? Lose the highest percentage of body weight over the challenge period. How we're gonna measure that? Based on the percentage lost. We're not gonna measure total weight. It's fair. So Gracia could win, for example, and the ladies, of course, ladies should be able to win as well. So how are the rules? We're gonna send a Google Drive. You're gonna give us your data. It's gonna keep private. We're gonna publish the original measures, right? Um, we're gonna in the doc. You're gonna be able to send us a photo. I don't think we need the photo, but let's discuss that. And we're gonna have categories, right? So if you can put a bet, you're gonna be in the rocket bet category, and the winner takes the whole pit, right? So it's gonna be the whole pot. You let me know if it's pit or pot. So the winner takes all, and it's gonna be a pot for women upon a pot for men, right? We're gonna have the free category. If you feel that you cannot put the $5 for whatever reason, we're gonna have a category for the people that or you don't feel that money is the thing that you wanna use for this. There's gonna be a free category, and we want to have a family and friends category, like the household category. So if you have your wife, girlfriend, kids, whatever, they can compete as well. Um, we don't want Ozempic, we don't want Wegovy, we don't want any of that shit. If you're doing your, feel free to do it. It's just that we don't want to teach people to lose weight like that first, right? We want to teach people to do it the natural way first, right? We don't want anyone doing anything extreme. The money is not that important. If you feel you're doing something and you need to do it, feel free to reach out. We can help you. We have been fat for 30 years, so we have a lot of experience in being fat. Um, so feel free to reach out and we'll help you. Any form of exercise and healthy eating strategies are encouraged. Any diet, anything that you want to do, nothing radical, please. The participant in each category with the highest percentage of weight loss wins. If you need help setting daily goals, get in contact with leadership. So what's our schedule? We already played Janus. We are playing on going to Charlotte, North Carolina at the end of May to play the Hickory Cup. Then we have Terminus in Atlanta, and then we have a very busy Q4 with sectionals and a couple of options abroad. We can play DB 2600 in Bogota, Colombia. We could send people to play PAUC in Dominican Republic, right? And we want to keep the tradition of at least one tournament per quarter. Ideally, we want to double it for the next year. Let's do this first and see where we are. So I think this is the last one. What's the rocket budget for 2024, 2025? First time of the month is on the house. I'm insisting that if we want new people, we could not charge the first time. If it's different in America and you feel that I'm being naive, reach out. We can do things different. But right now, I feel this is the way. You can write to the captains directly to get a second opportunity waiver based on needs. Let's say that you're going through a rough patch, something happened at your work, your boss is in the weeds, you need a second class, come here. We can help you with that. Okay. After that, we have to be fair with everyone else. You have to pay $35 for every month of practice. What are you paying for 35? Fields, 10 hours a month with local parks. Insurance with USA Ultimate. With USA Ultimate, not on its own. You have to pay USA Ultimate as well to get the benefit. You get coaching, you get administrative fees, and you get the discounts that we have with the physical preparation. The special rate that Christian is going to charge us, or the War Games 2013 program, or the do-it-yourself benchmark and consulting. Let's call it like that. To be considered a Rocket player, you have to be a member of USA Ultimate, and we need you to do that to fully train with us, please. It helps with the insurance as well. But last but not least, no one should stop training because they're going through a rough patch. I think in this country we are all going to have a rough patch eventually. So if you can add value to your team, to our team, and you don't have the position right now to pay, reach out. I really believe that we can get agreements in place so you can train, we can get value, and you can have a breathing room. Okay. Um, I'll leave you with a couple of quotes just to let you know how we feel and how we think over here. This is Damian Lillard talking about LeBron James. Someone was criticizing LeBron for being 3-5 on the finals. And I think Lillard is right. A lot of people are 0-0, and we're still here competing. So kudos to you guys for being here listening to this and making sure that we have an opportunity to keep competing and to open up a new opportunity. This is a very important one, mainly in our sport. It's not a mainstream sport. We are all grown up adults. We have our critics, but haters are like crickets. Crickets make a lot of noise. You hear it, but you can see them. Then right when you walk by them, they're quiet. So I encourage you to be responsible at your house, be responsible with your family and the things that you have decided to take in your life. And if you're doing that and you can come and play Frisbee, this is your team. I also want you to do that because this sport has taught me a lot about this world. I come from a small city. I don't know if I should be here. I don't know if I would be here without the Frisbee. So this is from House of I think this is from Game of Thrones. I think it needs Prince Oberyn Martell, who says it is a big and beautiful world. Most of us live and die in the same corner where we were born and never get to see any of it. I don't want to be most of us. So let's keep exploring together. And then a couple more. Hard work is necessary, but not sufficient for success. You also need to work on the right things, which means saying no to the wrong things. One of the big advantages of Frisbee is that it requires so much of you that this becomes your focus. And so that's why this is from Cam Chancellor, football's not my job, it's my life, my happiness, my love. Be excellent at what you do and stay true to you. This applies to a lot of us with Frisbee. And why to keep practicing after all those years? There are secrets to our world that only practice can reveal, and no opinion or analysis will ever capture in full. Which is why I believe a lot in another thing that LeBron James says, that is man in the arena. I think it's a poem from a former president, I think. And it's about taking up the fight versus staying in the stands, right? And then remember who we are and where we are. And we are in the optimal zone for performance. We all should be slightly hungry here. We came for the American dream, and I don't think we're there yet. We have a lot of room to grow. We have a lot of things to do. So we should keep ourselves slightly hungry. And what we're looking for here, mental toughness, the ability to maintain peak performance through stress, discomfort, distractions, but also success. And guys, something very important for me, as I said through the whole presentation, being a good company doesn't matter when things go well, but it can be the difference between life and death when things go wrong. And things always go wrong. Being a good company is an end in itself. This is from Shay Serrano, one of my favorite writers. Having money is better than not having money. Getting professionally lucky is better than not getting professionally lucky. But neither of those things make you better than someone who's on the opposite side of this shit. Ain't that hard? This is very important for me because I was wrong for many years. I thought that I was self-made. Who would have said that? But you may be smart. You're not self-made. And at work, most important achievements require a team of people working together. I cannot get where I want to get without you guys. We need each other. Is that my last one? I think it is. So guys, I think if this is my last one, we're done. Please feel free to leave your questions here, leave your comments, let me know of any feedback, any question, anything that you would like me to correct. And thank you so much. See you soon.